Hi guys, my name is Dan and welcome to the channel. In today's video I'm going to give you my top 5 choices or picks for the best North American tracks excluding Circuit of Americas and Gilles Villeneuve, because those are well-known F1 circuits that everybody knows about. This video is intended for people that are currently enjoying the newest update on Assetto Corsa Competizione and are dreaming about the new DLC that is upcoming in Q1 2022 with promised North American content. Also for people that are on iRacing and those who want to become one to see what other people think about the best North American road circuits. Guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You can also tick that notification bell so you get a notification when the new video is out. And now let's not waste any more time, so let's begin. And the first track we are visiting today is MidOhio circuit near the Lexington, Ohio. Hosts a variety of series, most notable IndyCar and IMSA. I really love this track. It's fantastic layout, makes racing really super exciting, especially in the low-powered cars like Skip Barber or Spec Racer Ford or the MX-5 Mazda. Also, the GT3 is very exciting to race here. It has a fantastic flow, so it really deserves to be on this spot. So let's jump into the car and make a lap around this really amazing track. And we are entering the start and finish line of this super interesting track. Not a long one. This is very tricky first corner. You have to nail it to get on the acceleration as soon as possible. Then again straight heavy braking zone into the keyhole, tricky hairpin-like corner. Very interesting, very important, maybe the most important to get on throttle as early as you can. This is the longest straight on track where all the overtaking usually happens, where the carts are being reshuffled, so you can see 2-3 wide entering the S's, so the corners 4 to 9. The most technical part of the track where you can really feel how the balance of the car shifts. So from left to right and the back, getting the best line here is so important. Either you protect the overtake or you try to be on the tail of the guy over the hill here into Thunder Valley. Full throttle, so intense. It doesn't matter which car class you drive. It's always very interesting. Coming into the last corner, carousel-like corner, you have to be very patient here to get as early as you can on the acceleration, and then again entering the final start and finish line. And spot number 4 goes to iconic racetrack Road America. Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is the home of this iconic track that's 6.5 kilometers long. Some of the notable series that are currently being raced here is the IndyCar series, WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, NASCAR, and many more. I really adore this track. It's a perfect combination of long straights, heavy braking zones, technical winding corners, so you can really expect some of the great racing happening here all over this layout. Also on iRacing it's very often used and it's not so well presented on other sims, so this is maybe a perfect opportunity for people to see and get a better insight how the racetrack looks and how it feels. So let's jump into the car and make one full lap around it. And we're coming into start and finish line. The first long straight on this track, there are 3 which, as I've said earlier, make this track really fantastic for racing. A lot of strategizing and overtakes here. Then we come to one of 2 first sweeping right-handers. You need to carry as much speed as you can in any car. The second one is especially important. You want to nail the apex and then go under the acceleration as soon as you can, because this one is the longest straight, followed by a very hard braking zone. so this is where the overtakes happen, especially if you had a better exit out of that previous right-hander. So then, as I've said, heavy braking. I'm a bit rusty on this track, so it all comes down with practice. Then a blind over the hill, left-hander. Most mistakes are happening there. Then again, right-hander, carry as much speed as you can. Second heavy braking zone, down to second gear. And then entering the carousel. This is where you have to be very patient, but carry as much speed as you can, and then nail your full throttle. The next one is the king. Full throttle right-hander, so scary. Always on the limit in the most cars. Coming down in this third long straight to Canada corner. Again, heavy braking, but letting the car coast. Such an interesting layout. Thunder Valley. Then again, blind corner, blind right-hander. Oof, almost lost it there. Here, again, very patient and trying to go on the throttle as soon as I can. It passes in a blink of an eye, but believe me, it's so demanding and challenging when you race here. You cannot just sit back and relax, so it's a really great track that deserves its spot on this list. And we are finally in Canada. So on third spot, it's Bowmanville, Ontario, home of Canadian Tire Motorsport racetrack. Such an interesting and very deadly, one of the most difficult North American tracks in sim racing. I've seen so many crashes here and so many happen to me, it's not even funny, but nevertheless super interesting track. Only 10 turns, 3.9 kilometers long, but it looks easy, but it's very technical, believe me, and very dangerous. Just being too confident for a second can cost you the whole race. Let's jump into the car and see. And we are on one of the shortest start and finish lines, followed by a very technical right-hander that you need to nail, going full throttle here to Clayton corner. I'm really scared of that corner, one of the most deadly corners in sim racing or iRacing. I think Mount Panorama brings the same emotion. Then Quebec corner, a sweeping right-hander, full throttle here, over the hill, under the bridge, left-hander again, full throttle, coming into the Moss corner. So interesting. It's like really landmark corner for this track. Fantastic. You need to nail it so you can exit the corner really fast. This is the Mario Andretti straight, where the carts are being shuffled and people strategizing. Will they go for overtake, or the ones that are defending taking the inside line? A lot of interesting things happening here, and then have to be very technical, also patient, not to go too wide there, coming into the last corner. So very easy, but so difficult to master, also so deadly. Reminds me of Brands Hatch. Not a lot of overtaking zones, but the dynamics of the tracks and the layout makes it so interesting. And we are on the road again. This time it's Road Atlanta, Braselton, Georgia, hometown location of this really amazing track. IMSA, Petit Le Mans, and a lot of interesting series being driven here. It's also very well represented across all the sims, and many sim racing is going on around this great track. It's 4 kilometers long, also great combination with long straights and really some blind technical corners, making it very scary, but once you learn it, very rewarding to race. What the track is really like, let's jump into this Porsche and see how it looks and feels. And we are entering start and finish line, long straight, and then followed by a technical upward sloping right-hander. Really scary. left-right combination, completely blind going into dead corners. Here again, you really need a lot of confidence if you want to be quick here, hitting those curbs, letting the car go all the way to the right, and then over this hilly section, going downhill again, upward sloping right-hander. Then you have to brake and prepare for the earliest possible exit, so you can be ready for this long straight, the longest one of the whole track. It really passes by so quickly. This is where all the outthinking and maneuvering happens. If you got a really good exit, then this heavy braking zone is your chance. And heavy braking into the chicane, coming out of it into the last corner of the track. So blind corner. You really need to turn in without knowing what's going to happen, and then coming to the straight and finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner, so the best North American track in sim racing, in my personal opinion again, is the Watkins Glen. So from Watkins Glen, New York, 5.4 kilometers long, 11 turns. I have to say there are a couple of variants with the chicane, without chicane, shorter and longer, but all of them are very interesting. This track has really amazing flow to it, and it doesn't matter which car or series you're driving, it's always very tense and very close racing. It currently hosts IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. There have been F1 races in the past here, IndyCar, NASCAR, and all the most notable racing series, so it's really track with the pedigree. Enough of me saying praises to this track. Let me jump into this Porsche and let's get a better insight how the track looks. And we are on the start and finish straight from the get-go. Very tricky corner. You have to brake early to nail the apex so you can accelerate as quick as you can. Nice big runaway, so if there is a lot of problems at the start, you really have somewhere to escape. Then the long straight, which in this configuration will be cut off by the chicane, but there is a different layout that even gets you go faster, lets you go faster. Then the inner loop or the bus stop chicane, very interesting, very difficult. Outer loop makes you test your patience. You really need to push the car here. This is a tricky one. A lot of people just missing it and then going straight into the wall, the boot. Then you just throw your car into the heel, into this corner. It's interesting with any car, actually. It doesn't matter if it's Ski Barber or F3 or whatever. It's so interesting. It's the same flow. You get the same vibe no matter which car. Then this is a potential overtaking zone into this corner when you got the bad exit out of the previous one. Then very technical section where some people lose the rear, so I rotated the car there too much, and then if you hit the grass there, you can also go into the wall. So very intense. Then going full throttle here, then being very gentle on the inputs here, and then almost hitting the wall there and going back on the start and the finish line. So super intense and so dynamic. Have to be the best sim racing track in North America. In the end, guys, I really hope you like my choices. I could have gone maybe for Charlotte or Daytona, like some of the world best known ovals, but that's not it. I like the vibe of these North American tracks, the elevation changes, blind corners, tight tracks, not enough room for overtakes in some cases, so it really forces you to be very consistent, to put pressure under cars in front, and stay calm when you're under pressure from the cars when they're following you closely. That makes the racing really interesting and really tense, and that's something I really cherish. Also, it's interesting for people that never driven on these tracks, maybe to get a better insight, and of course for the people on Assetto Corsa Competizione that are eagerly awaiting for the North American expansion. That will probably, let's hope, give us some of these iconic tracks, but maybe in that nice unreal environment that Assetto Corsa Competizione provides, and maybe it will be visual, or I'm sure it will be visually more appealing to everybody else. Guys, thank you for watching. If you like the content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would like to know in the comments what are your best choices for the tracks, or what are your top choices. And yeah, soon I'm back in my studio and the man cave that will give me a boost to create even more interesting videos and live stream again. So until then, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.